Hello wonderful people. Welcome to the Asian Herald History Channel. Please subscribe to us and support independent media, thanks. Mummies have fascinated everyone. The Egyptian pyramids, mummies, and history enthrall people beyond imagination. When we read about Egyptian history, we talk about Ramses the Great, Cleopatra, and even Amenhotep III. But why a 19-year-old boy king, Tutankhamun, gets attention? He hardly reigned for a decade, he was physically challenged and was probably the last of his dynasty. Tutankhamun is more than a great pharaoh of Egypt. The King Tut, which he is often referred to, is the missing piece of Egyptian history that was never told. He was the secret that everyone tried to hide, and eventually, his mummy revealed it all. If you do not know Tutankhamun, you probably won't understand the dynamics of Egyptian history. However, to understand his significance, we need to travel back. Tutankhamun reigned from 1336 BC to 1323 BC. Amenhotep III was one of the greatest pharaohs of Egypt. In 1390 BC he assumed the power of Egypt spread across 1,200 miles. He, along with his queen, Tai, ruled for 37 years. The king of the 18th dynasty, Amenhotep III, was a devotee of Amun. The temples of Amun and the people prospered under his rule. But things changed after he died. Enters Amenhotep IV, his second son who succeeded him. He was destined to rewrite the history of his dynasty. Amenhotep IV was a bizarre visionary. He moved away from the traditional god, Amun. Then he started worshipping a single deity, Aten. During the 5th year of his reign, he changed his name to Akhenaten. Now, practically, he elevated himself to the status of living god. This was not it. Akhenaten changed his capital from Thebes to a place now called Amarna. What did it do to Egyptian history? The priests of the Temple of Amun who enjoyed wealth and power were reduced to nothing. They of course termed it as heresy. But Akhenaten was too powerful for the priests to dethrone. He, along with his beautiful wife Nefertiti, were the high priests of the Temple of Aten. They had 6 beautiful daughters. One of them was Ankhsenpaten. Here is where the history had a missing link. There was no other son of Akhenaten was known to the history of Egypt. Akhenaten had another wife, Kia, though. But after the death of Akhenaten, the history was missing. No one knew what happened after him until 1922. In 1922, the British archaeologists found a secret path from the tomb of Ramses III. The mummy of King Tut was revealed. King Tutankhamun came to the picture, who reigned after Akhenaten. Even though the great details about him were missing, but it was evident that he assumed power a few years after Akhenaten. There were possibly 1 or 2 kings who ruled Egypt before him. Historians say that it could be the wife of Akhenaten, Nefertiti, and Smenkhkare. But history hardly has any reference and relevant information about Smenkhkare. But now, the history of Egypt was about to take a turn. King Tut was found. But who was he? Whose son was he? Was he from another dynasty? Who was the father, Smenkhkare? Akhenaten? Amenhotep III? The journey just began and Tutankhamun became the pivotal character of Egyptian history. Please subscribe to us as we unearth the journey of Tutankhamun. Please hit the subscribe button so that you get the notification when we upload part 2. Thank you for watching.